All right. So we're out here in the woods. Let's say it's getting late. You don't have a lot of time to collect firewood. You need a good source of kindling. You may or may not have your kid with you to help knock dead things off the tree. Go ahead and if you're in an area with a lot of pine, go ahead and find, it can be a standing pine tree, but you're looking for lots of dead limbs on it. Or if you can find a pine tree that is laying down on the ground, look for the limbs that are sticking up, like straight up. Those are going to be great sources too. But what we're looking for is something called fatwood. And what fatwood is when a branch dies, the tree will flood it with pine resin, which is loaded with terpene, which is a hydrocarbon, and it's highly flammable. Hey, stop it. So here we have a pine, lots of dead branches on it. The thicker the branch, the better, but you want to make sure that it's dead, which this one obviously has been for quite a while. So the way I'm going to do it, usually you'll only find fatwood in the bottom 4 to 6 inches of that branch. So instead of taking this whole thing off here and then cutting it 4 to 6 inches out from the base, I'm going to cut it at that 4 to 6 inch mark. Oh, about 8 inches out. There, get that piece off, which can be used for firewood. And if you look here, you can actually already see there's a couple little spots that are rich with resin. I'll show you a close up here in a minute. And now I'm going to take it off at the base. And this saw right here is a Silky saw, Gomboy 210. These are really nice little collapsible saws. They come in a bunch of different sizes. It's a good way of removing wood. Stop it. But it's a good way of removing wood without using a lot of energy. There we go. So here's the side that was further from the base of the tree. You can see there's a couple little spots that are more saturated, but then this is what you're looking for. This is your fatwood. It is a rich amber color, and when you smell it, it actually smells kind of like turpentine. All right, so once you have your fatwood, you want to break it down into pieces that you can use. And if you have a hatchet, of course you'll want to use it. If you don't have a hatchet, you should have a knife. I always have at least 3 when I'm out in the woods. And my Gerber Prodigy, I use this mostly for batoning. And this is the BPS. This is the HK5 from BPS, which I'll use it here shortly. But the Gerber, it's just a chunky, thick spine knife. It's pretty tough like that. So what you end up wanting to do is you want to baton through this so that you can bust it into smaller pieces. So get something to actually place your wood on. Oop. Get your knife, set it across, and find something to baton it with. So you want to angle the knife a little bit. You don't want the blade completely flat across the top because it's just going to be harder to get it started. So angle the knife forward a tiny bit so that the edge is touching, or the blade is touching just one side. And you can start batoning through this. All right, and you just keep this going until keep some pieces this size. But just keep that going. So you have several smaller pieces. And then you want to leave one piece that you can use for what's called a feather stick. So we'll carve a small piece off for that right now. I like the Gerber because, I mean, like I said, it's extremely rugged. But it also came with a decent sheath that had MOLLE, had the MOLLE straps, so you can just go right on the side of my bag. The BPS Knives HK5, they are nothing fancy, but they are tough and extremely practical. The HK5 comes with the Scandinavian grind, which is easy to resharpen, very easy to use. And the spines on these are a nice, rough 90-degree angle. And so what I like to do here, make a feather stick, you'll see people sit and they'll start carving out small pieces like this. It's too easy to lose control when you're doing it like that. So I like to stick the knife somewhere and then keep a hold of the wood. Get a couple of, pulling it too far here.
Wow.
It's actually kind of difficult to make a feather stick with fat wood sometimes because it's a little denser, it's a little more fragile.
I bet they're going to be laughing how I'm doing. Like, Dad?
Don't know.
Probably.
So as you can see, it keeps coming off kind of easy, keeps catching because of that density of the resin and everything. Sometimes I'll just take the spine of my knife and I'll use that. And I'll rub. And you're going to get these fine, real fine little shavings. Collect up a bunch of these to put on top of your tinder pile, and they should take a spark from a ferro rod quite easy. Put a few curls on here. And that's just so once I do get a small fire going with this really fine stuff, I'll use it to light this, and I'll use it to light my pile of kindling. All right, so we have some fat wood. We have the small shavings that we collected from shaving the one piece with the spine of my knife, and a couple of smaller chunks that flaked off. I'm trying to make a feather stick, which is hard to do with fat wood just because of density. It wants to splinter off easier. So I'm going to keep this off to the side for a minute and get into my fire kit. Get out my ferro rod. This specific ferro rod is the Hexa 6 from Uberleben. It is these ones are really fantastic. This one probably already has 1,000 strikes on it, and there's still quite a bit there.
Can I do it?
No, don't put anything else on it, bud. But I'll need to do this. You keep this in your hand. So once this catches fire, you need to hold these onto that so it catches. And we'll put it underneath here inside the rest of this.
Once it lights?
Once this lights, you'll put it right in there. Fire kit, you should always have multiple options. You got Bic lighters in here, stormproof matches, of course, ferro rod. And I don't think I have any now, but I usually have a little Ziploc baggie with some cotton balls smothered with petroleum jelly. They make excellent fire starters in a pinch. You just pull one open, separate it a little bit, and I mean, it'll take the first spark and just catch right up. So you get your small bits here. Yeah, you're standing right where all that smoke's going, huh?
I'm not even breathing.
There it goes. See, once it goes, nope, hold that right in the fire. Here, come around to the other side. Okay, hold it until you start seeing it go, and then, yep, just like that. Now all this other fat wood's going to start to catch real easy.
I'm gonna direct the smoke.
You can see that black smoke. That's those hydrocarbons burning off.
Is it safe to breathe?
No, not really. Yeah, try not to breathe it in.
I'm directing the
But, and just like that, you have a fire going. Now, before you get to this, I mean, you want to make sure that you collect all the firewood that you're going to need for a while. Because if it takes you a while to get to this point, you don't want to be caught without extra firewood. You don't want to be running around looking for it while this little pile burns. This is also a good tip for if you're trying to start a fire while it's raining. When you pull the fat wood off, it's still going to light really easy, and you can harvest the wood from the middle of those branches. Even if it's not fat wood, you can split those branches, baton them, and pull the dry wood out from the center of them.
It's cool to look at.
Yep. There's also really nice ways of making torches that you can carry from, around the woods when you're hiking at night, whatever. There's nice ways of making torches and carrying fire from one camp to another using fat wood.
It's easy.
It does. Those terpenes are flammable. All right, well, I mean, that's it for this little demonstration. Until next time, everyone, it's sweating out from the wood, from the heat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's also very good to make sure that you bring your kids out whenever you're practicing this stuff so they can get used to doing it as well. But yeah, nice little fire going, and it would be easy to keep it going for a while. That wood does burn. It can actually burn pretty long because those terpenes will burn off before the lignin wood actually does. But all right, that's all for today. Till next time, everyone, be safe, stay warm.